Why is my father in your office portrait? The glass in Maya Collins's hand trembled as her voice cut through the quiet of Reeves Tower's executive suite. Moments earlier, she was just another invisible waitress, polite smile, tired eyes, sent to clean a billionaire's private office before the gala began. But now, standing beneath a chandelier worth more than her apartment, she stared at a photograph that shattered 20 years of silence. Her father's face, smiling beside Jonathan Reeves, the man who owned this empire. The same father she was told had died in a factory fire. Reeves froze at the doorway, his laughter fading mid-sentence. "What did you say?" he whispered. "My father," she repeated, voice shaking. "David Collins." Color drained from his face. The mighty billionaire, feared across Wall Street, suddenly looked like a man cornered by ghosts. The room fell silent, every breath heavy with something unspeakable. What secret could make a titan of industry turn pale at a waitress's words? Stay till the end to find out. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Canada's Heartfelt Tales, where every story reminds us that truth always finds its way home. The chandelier's light fractured across the polished floor as silence swallowed the room. Jonathan Reeves, billionaire, genius, and ghostmaker, stood frozen beside his guests. The faint hum of the city below became deafening. Maya didn't move. Her fingers pointed at the portrait like it was proof of something holy and horrifying at once. "You said your father's name was what?" Reeves finally asked, voice tight, controlled. "David Collins," she said again, slower this time, her throat dry. "You knew him." A flicker of panic crossed his eyes before the mask returned. "Miss Collins, that's impossible. I think you're mistaken." But the tremor in his hand betrayed him. The investors shifted uneasily. One whispered, "Is she serious?" Another muttered, "David Collins, wasn't that the Phoenix guy?" Reeves snapped, "That's enough." But the damage was done. The name hung in the air like smoke. Maya swallowed the fear crawling up her spine. "That man was my father. You said he was unstable. A thief." Her voice rose. "You lied." For a second, something human cracked through Reeves's calm. Guilt, fear, or maybe memory. Then he smoothed it away with a smile so false it hurt to look at. "Take her out," he ordered quietly. 2 security guards moved. Maya stumbled back, breath catching, but before they could grab her, a voice from the doorway cut through the tension. "Let her speak." Everyone turned. It was Clara, Reeves's longtime secretary. Silver hair, sharp eyes dulled by years of obedience. "Jonathan," she said, stepping forward. "You told me never to lie to your guests. Let her speak." Reeves's jaw clenched. "Clara, not now." But Maya had already found her courage. "My father died in a fire working for you. My mother told me he was innocent. And yet his picture, his face, is on your wall like some trophy. Why?" For a heartbeat, Reeves said nothing. Then he whispered, "Because he built what I destroyed." The words hit her like thunder. Later that night, the rain carved rivers down the city's glass towers. Maya rode the bus home, soaked and shaking, her reflection fractured in the window. Every flash of lightning carried her father's smile, the same one frozen in Reeves's office. At home, the apartment was dark except for the flicker of her mother's oxygen machine. Margaret Collins, frail but alert, opened her eyes when Maya entered. "You're late again," she murmured. "Mom." Maya hesitated. Did Dad ever work for a man named Jonathan Reeves? The silence that followed was louder than any answer. Her mother's eyes widened, color draining from her cheeks. "Why are you asking that?" she whispered. "Because his picture's in Reeves's office. He said Dad was a thief." "Was he?" Margaret's hands trembled as she rose, moving toward the dresser she'd kept locked for years. From the top drawer, she pulled an envelope sealed with yellowed tape. "I prayed you'd never see this," she said. Her voice broke. "But you deserve the truth." Inside were photographs. David Collins standing beside Jonathan Reeves, both younger, proud, their hands stained with grease and dreams. In the corner of one photo, a word was scrawled in ink, Phoenix. He trusted Reeves, Margaret whispered. They built a clean energy prototype that could power entire cities. But when your father found out Reeves was selling it to the government, they fought. Days later, the lab burned down. And Reeves blamed him, Maya said bitterly. Her mother nodded, tears falling. Your father wasn't a thief. He was silenced. The thunder outside cracked like a verdict. The next morning, a black car idled outside their building. A man in a dark suit knocked on the door. Miss Collins, he said. Mr. Reeves would like to see you privately. Her mother clutched her arm. Don't go, Maya. Please. I have to, she whispered. If he knows what happened, I need to hear it. The ride was silent. The city blurred past like a half-remembered dream. When she arrived at Reeves' tower, the guards didn't ask her name. They were expecting her. The elevator opened onto his top floor. Jonathan stood by the window, skyline behind him, as if he owned the horizon. You look just like him, he said softly. Maya's chest tightened. Don't talk about my father. Reeves turned slowly. He was brilliant. But he was going to expose something that would have destroyed us all. He was going to expose you, she said. Long pause. You think you know the truth, Miss Collins, but you've only seen a fragment. He stepped closer, voice lowering. Your father didn't die in that fire by accident. But it wasn't me who killed him. Then who? She demanded. Reeves hesitated. Walk away. You don't want to know. I already do, she said, eyes burning. He sighed, weary. You're your father's daughter, he murmured. And that will be your undoing. But when she left his office, her hand brushed something on the floor, a small flash drive half hidden beneath the desk. She pocketed it before the guards escorted her out. That night, alone in her apartment, Maya plugged the drive into her old laptop. Folders filled the screen. Blueprints, videos, encrypted memos. One file was labeled simply. Phoenix 4. She clicked. The screen flickered. Her father's voice filled the room. You can't just take it, Jonathan. It's meant to save lives. Reeves's voice answered, cold and deliberate. You're naive, David. The world doesn't want saving, it wants profit. Then came shouting, crash, and a gunshot. The video cut to black. Maya stared, trembling. The truth was no longer a rumor. It was murder. A sound outside made her jolt. Headlights. Car parked across the street, engine idling. She yanked the curtain shut and unplugged the drive. If Reeves knew she had it, she wasn't safe. By morning, she'd made a decision. She found the number of an investigative journalist. Daniel Ward, known for exposing corrupt executives. When he picked up, his tone was calm but wary. You said it's about Reeves. Yes, she said. And I have proof. They met in a quiet coffee shop, the kind that smelled like burnt hope. Daniel was in his 30s, sharp-eyed but tired. When she showed him the video, his expression hardened. This isn't corporate fraud, he said. This is murder. Maya nodded. Then help me prove it. He agreed but warned, Reeves has reach. Once you start this, there's no turning back. From that moment they were partners. But they weren't alone. 2 nights later, Daniel noticed a black SUV following them. He knows, he whispered. They ran through the rain, slipping into alleys until they reached an abandoned building. Inside, under flickering light, they found a woman waiting. Dr. Eleanor Shaw, former head of Reeves's research division. You look just like him, she said when she saw Maya. Your father. Maya's voice cracked. Then you know what he was trying to do. I do, the scientist said sadly. He wanted to change the world. Reeves wanted to weaponize it. Before she could say more, a red laser dot appeared on her chest. Get down! Daniel shouted. Glass exploded. Bullets tore through the air. They ducked behind overturned desks, the smell of smoke filling the room. Take this. Eleanor gasped, shoving a small drive into Maya's hand. It's everything, proof, research, the real prototype. Don't let them get it. The door burst open. Reeves's men stormed in. Daniel fired back with a pistol Eleanor had kept in a drawer. "Run!" he yelled. Maya dragged Eleanor through the back door, but another gunshot cracked the night. The scientist collapsed, blood staining Maya's sleeve. "Find William Carr," Eleanor whispered. "Your father's lawyer. He's the only one who can finish this." Then she went still. Maya screamed, but Daniel pulled her away. "We can't stop now. We expose Reeves, or we die trying." Days turned into chaos. Daniel traced Carr to a small cabin outside the city, but when they arrived, the place was empty except for a charred folder marked Confidential. Project Phoenix. As they searched, Maya's phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. "You want the truth? 41 Meadow Lane. Tonight. Alone." The handwriting, she knew it. Her father's. Against Daniel's protests she went. The house was old, half-collapsed, rain leaking through the roof. And then a voice. "Maya." Her heart stopped. It was him. Older. Guard. Breathing shallow but alive. Her father. "I never meant for you to find this," he said, tears streaking his soot-stained face. "Reeves tried to kill me. I've been hiding ever since." They embraced for the first time in 20 years. But before they could speak further, headlights flooded the windows. "They found me," David whispered. "Take the blueprint. Run. I'm not leaving you." "You have to," he said, shoving a metal case into her hands. "Finish what I couldn't." The door burst open. Men shouted. Shots rang out. Daniel pulled her into the basement. One final gunshot echoed above them. Then silence. When they crawled out, the house was burning. Maya fell to her knees. Her father was gone. Grief turned to fire. She and Daniel encrypted the evidence, planning to stream it live during Reeves's upcoming Phoenix Rebirth Gala, where he would unveil the new technology stolen from her father. The night of the gala, Maya disguised herself as a server again. The Golden Hall glowed with cameras and champagne. Reeves stood on stage, smiling for the world. "Tonight," he declared, "we rise from the ashes." Maya pressed a transmitter into the control panel. Static flickered on the giant screens. Then the truth played. David Collins's final video, the argument, the shot, Reeves walking from the burning lab. Freams. Cameras flashing. "Turn it off," Reeves shouted, pale as death. But it was too late. The world saw everything. Police flooded the room. Reporters swarmed the stage. Reeves tried to speak, but his words drowned in chaos. Maya watched from the balcony, tears shining like glass. The empire that killed her father was collapsing live. Reeves stumbled as officers grabbed his wrists. The detective's voice rang clear. "Jonathan Reeves, you're under arrest for the murder of David Collins and conspiracy to defraud." The crowd erupted. Justice wasn't quiet, it roared. As Reeves was led away, his eyes found hers across the ballroom. For once, there was no power left in them. Only the hollow recognition of a man watching everything he stole turn to dust. The world finally knew the truth. But Maya wasn't finished. She stepped out onto the balcony, the city lights burning below. "You can rest now, Dad," she whispered. "He's finally paying for it." The sound of sirens faded into rain. Then a single white rose, fresh, trembling in the wind, landed on the railing beside her. Her father's favorite flower. Somewhere, somehow, she knew his spirit was watching. And down in the street, Jonathan Reeves, once untouchable, was shoved into the back of a police car. His empire collapsing behind him. His fall was complete. But Maya's story had only just begun. The rain finally stopped the morning Maya stood before the rebuilt foundation that now carried her father's name. Sunlight spilled across the glass walls, warm and quiet, touching every corner her fear once lived in. 4 years she'd chased revenge. Now she understood. Truth didn't destroy her, it set her free. Reeves's empire was gone, but his remorse had left something behind. A chance to build better. The world didn't need another billionaire. Needed believers. As she placed a single white rose beneath her father's portrait, she whispered, "We made it, Dad." The city hummed outside, alive, awake, forgiving. And for the first time Maya smiled without pain. Because when the truth finally stands in the light, no shadow lasts forever. If this story moved you, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe to Canada's Heartfelt Tales so more hearts can find their light too.